Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines comes to you compliments. Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me whenever you're in need. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever you road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever you road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next time, next time, next time, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
This is the network news for today, Friday, March 17th, 2023. I am Beverly Telesford. In the headlines, police investigating a body of a man found in the toilet of the National Stadium. Public Workers Union members re-elect Brian Grimes for a second term as president. Government launches a major project in St. David. In the region, Barbados' government to pay former Liat workers substantial severance payment. And in sports, Grenada National Under-14 girls to participate in the Challenge Series in Antigua and Barbuda. The details after this message.
The first segment of the news comes to you compliments. Soft Weave bathroom tissue.
Have you heard about the new Soft Weave bathroom tissue with total hygiene? As hygiene and safety have taken center stage, our bathroom tissue is now manufactured with 3 different technologies to offer the best protection for you and your family. UVC light technology for a safe and effective disinfection process, eliminating 99.9% of microorganisms. Also, production at high temperatures, killing all types of germs and bacteria. And it's pH controlled with delicate fibers to prevent irritation for even sensitive skin. Soft Weave Total Hygiene Bathroom Tissue, available in supermarkets and shops island-wide. Visit Soft Weave Caribbean Facebook or Instagram pages for more information.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Police are investigating the body of a male discovered in a room at the National Stadium earlier today. Unconfirmed reports are that the man, whose name is being withheld to ensure his family is notified by officials, is said to be an employee at the state-owned Grenada Gravel, Concrete and Emulsion Production Corporation. Police were called to the scene and the body was removed. The circumstances surrounding his death remain under investigation. GBN will continue to follow this story and bring you more details as information comes to hand. Recharged and re-energized, re-elected president of the Public Workers Union says he is ready to continue the PWU's work. He spoke with GBN's Chrislina John.
Past my probationary period as president. So I think I'm very confident I'll be a better president in the next 2 years than I was in the former 2 years where I gave off my best, right?
Re-elected for a second term in office, President of the Public Workers Union, Brian Grimes, says he is enthused going into the next 2 years.
In terms of my feelings on the re-election, if I have to be honest about it, this victory feels sweeter to me than the first time I ascended to the position of the presidency. I'm not sure why, but I believe it's related to the amount of teamwork that went into this. The last time I ran, I did not have a slate per se, but this time some of the members I worked with for the past 2 years supported my presidency. It's not a hollow victory, it's not just a victory for me, but it's a victory for the team, and it bodes well well for us working united going forward. So I'm very excited about the next 2 years.
Looking back at the previous 2 years, the PW president told GBN's news desk he is proud of the strides made thus far in terms of accomplishments. However, he could not have done it all by himself. He expressed his gratitude to all members and staff of the PWU family who championed the cause for pension restoration, among other issues.
Number one, it's a team accomplishment. It's not a single or unilateral accomplishment. That is the restoration of pension. But obviously, I couldn't make the matter die when I came in as president in 2021, and we resubmitted the matter in court in July of 2021 and did furtherance in October of 2021. And in March of 2022, I was actually privileged on that same day we had annual general meeting to read out the judgment, which happened to come on the very same day. So pension, right? In terms of other things, the TAMCC matter, where we fought extremely hard, a 4-month industrial struggle. Workers got 22% increase and $4 million in retroactive. The government printry, we did some things within the union in that we actually set up we have a partnership with a digital provider which will assist us with our database, which I campaigned on. There were some activities at the Mongay Hospital, which we did well for our workers.
Charting the way forward, the PW president emphasized some of the areas he will be focusing on.
Focus on in the next 2 years is the building of the infrastructure of PW, and not just the physical infrastructure, the social infrastructure. Get the arms back up, get more involvement from the membership, right? In terms of that shop steward arm, that youth arm, that women's arm, that men's arm. There was so much to do in the past 2 years, but now that we have gotten certain things accomplished, we're going to focus on building PW up, getting the participation up, and just making the headquarters a hub of activity and getting all members involved in their union. I'm very confident it will happen. My expectation is that we will remain united, and like I stated, I will be a better president in the next 2 years than I was in the first 2 years, because I have got my probationary period behind me. So now it's time to go past celebration and hit the ground running, because there are a lot of matters to deal with in this coming term.
The posts for president and treasurer were up for grabs. However, following the election on Thursday, March 16th, Grime was re-elected president, amassing a total of 428 points. Paula L. Phillip was elected treasurer. Other positions, such as PRO, secretary, and assistant secretary, went in unopposed. He is optimistic that the composition of the new executive augurs well for the organization and its membership. Christelina John, GBN News.
The National Insurance Scheme held its first consultation on Thursday as it charts the way forward in developing new policies and services within the institution. More in this Rena Perry-Thomas report.
Trade unionists, officials from the Employers Federation, and business owners are just a few of the stakeholders who participated in the first in a series of consultations on the future of the National Insurance Scheme. Chairman of the NIS, Philbert Lewis, says over the years, several reviews were done with suggestive changes that were not implemented. Some of these changes are now being implemented to ensure that the public can fully gain from the NIS and that it is not on the road to collapse.
What will eventually happen is that making these changes will ensure that persons now and persons to come will receive a reasonable pension, and the scheme will be sustainable for years to come. If we don't make these changes, unfortunately the scheme will die. But as pragmatic people, we will not allow the scheme to die. We will make the changes. We would like the public to understand the rationale for the changes. We would like the public to ask questions as we go along. And these changes, we have to make continuous changes as we go along.
Lewis says consultations will continue over the next month in a bid to educate the nation's populace on the new movement of NIS.
Very soon we'll be having, and we are throwing out that invitation to all companies, all interest groups in Grenada, please make your requests. We are ready to come to you to share information, take your questions, take your feedback, and we are prepared to take all suggestions on board. As people see that the contribution that they make to NIS as an expense, I see it as a benefit, as an investment for years to come. So I'm calling on everyone who can make the contributions. Please go ahead and do it, because you're doing justice to yourself for the future.
The introduction of an unemployment benefit, an increase in the retirement age, and the contributions of employees and employers are just a few of the topics that were discussed.
Pension age, the intention is to bring it up to 65 within the next five years or so. For the first time, we are looking at ensuring that if someone is unemployed, some form of benefits will be paid without putting pressures on the scheme. And I stress on without putting pressures on the scheme, because if you look back after Ivan and the impact the payout at the time had on the scheme. Also, COVID in recent years, we had to pay out unemployment benefits, which also put pressures on this scheme. But if persons now are contributing to this unemployment benefits, the scheme, one, you may be able to get a better payment, and two, there will be no more pressures on the scheme.
The first consultation was held at the Grenada Trade Center Annex on Thursday. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
What's the difference between then and now? That's a wide-ranging question. Its context here relates to this week's focus on Grenada's progress, 44 years after its flirtation with revolutionary style of governance from 1979 to 1983. Producer Nisha Peters has been examining some of the schools of thought on this subject. She highlights perspectives on the Marketing and National Importing Board, which featured prominently during the revolutionary regime.
I don't know if I share the same sentiment as the government, that it should have been closed. I believe it should have been, there had to be a lot done to it, but it was something major. For a lot of farmers look toward MIB as a sibling factor. I also believe that a lot of investigation should have been done in making MIB stay true to its tenet, meaning MIB was supposed to be marketing and importing, but basically marketing aspect. I mean, the last time, you cannot think about the last time marketing board became an exporting agency, marketing the produce out of Grenada.
Livingston Nelson was among the guests appearing on this week's Beyond the Headlines program on Monday. He believes that the agro-processing plant was a major conceptualization in terms of taking agriculture forward. However, he notes that there was downward trend in terms of consolidation to sustain the industry. During the revolution, marketing board and agribusiness initiatives were instrumental in the development of the country. However, the true sense of these initiatives were lost along the way. Valerie Gordon, who was one of the key figures in the Center for Popular Education, CPE, during the revolution, had this to say about the MNIB issue.
The state of marketing board and the state of agro-processing in Grenada are two of the most two key indicators of what our development trajectory has been. In answer, again, in consideration of the question that the person asked a little earlier, if you think of those two, I'm not saying they're the only indicators, but they're two key indicators of the trajectory of our development that has happened since the revolution. And I wonder what we are going to be doing about that, because do we have a agro-processing plant in Grenada? You hear it spoken about all the time. Where is that? And now what's the status of marketing board?
GBN's Good Morning host, Gordon Joseph, who weighed in on the discussion, believed more could have been done to salvage the state-owned entity.
Now, where was the initiative to do the value added to it. And these are the little things that when you put them together, of course with mismanagement and impropriety and so forth, created the collapse. But I am still of the opinion, and I'm quoting from someone who acted on the interim board that was selected to salvage or try and salvage the MNIB. It could have been fixed. I'm quoting him. It could have been fixed. As a matter of fact, he is of the opinion that things started getting into some semblance of normalcy already. So the shutting down of it, whereas maybe the powers that be, after doing all the deep analysis and so forth and all the financial prudence and so forth, they came up with this. But the marketing board, in my opinion, what it really is supposed to be, I do not see it in private hands.
During the revolution, farmer cooperatives expanded agriculture output. The marketing board regularized the availability of these goods locally and in neighboring Caribbean countries, while agribusiness initiatives transformed surplus fruits into canned nectars and juices. Nisha Peters, GBN News.
This is News at 7. Coming up, government launches a major pilot project in St. David. Stay with us.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Why pay full price for your mobile when you can pay half? Just bundle your home internet and mobile services with Flow and save 50% on your mobile bill. That's money in your pockets every month. Plus now you get free YouTube and WhatsApp data. And you can share your plan with up to 3 other numbers. Upgrade now and get a free smartphone. Switch and keep your number. Learn more at discoverflow.co.
And so it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and the regional cricket tournaments. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
For only the second time in history, the Spice Boys will battle the United States of America on home soil. On home soil. Grenada plays versus the USA in League A of the CONCACAF Nations League on Friday, March 24, 2023 at the Kirini James Athletic Stadium. Kickoff time, 8 p.m. Get your tickets now. $75 EC for the lower main stand, $50 EC for the upper main stand, $40 EC for the secondary stand, and $25 EC for the bleachers. Tickets available now online at godofed.com. Grenadian Optical in Grandad, Shirky's Bar opposite the bus terminal, Nixon Bites Gore, Shy's Bar Victoria, Calico's Sates, Maxie's Bar Grenville, and St. David Pharmacy. Grenada versus the USA.
Pulisic on the run. Pulisic has
Friday, March 24, 2023 at 8 p.m. Be part of history.
Here's what customers had to say about Domus Windows and Doors.
The service was excellent with Domus.
Excellent customer service.
Just out of frustration, searching, and just came across you, and I think it was the best, one of my best find ever.
A good feature is that I didn't have to install any burglar proofing on the door because they have laminate glass.
The manufacturing time was on point.
Thanks for what you all are doing. I will continue to be a customer.
Visit Caribbean Shutters, Windows and Doors for Domus quality UPVC solutions.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are Superb Distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
God bless you. This is Pastor Donnie McClurkin, and I'm coming to the island of Spice. That's right. I'm coming to Grenada on Friday, April the 7th at 7 p.m. at the National Stadium. It's going to be a fantastic night of praise and worship that will bring glory to God and start a revival throughout Grenada. And I want to give special honor to all of the pastors that are working tirelessly throughout Grenada to make this possible. I come to pay honor to you as well. Don't forget, Friday, April the 7th at 7 p.m. at the National Stadium. Donnie McClurkin in concert in Grenada. I'll see you there.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Thinking about your new home? Think easy. Think a Republic Bank Home Easy Loan. Think affordable. Think convenience. Think Republic.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3. Republic makes home easy.
Wow, that was such a breeze.
Own your home with ease.
So whether laying that first brick or purchasing an existing home, we've got you covered. Republic Bank will get you those keys hassle-free in no time.
Home is easy as 1, 2, 3.
Apply for a Home Easy Loan today for a chance to win a cash prize. Getting your new home is easy with Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. As part of his one-day visit to Barbados on Thursday, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell attended a Prime Minister's brunch with regional business leaders. The activity aimed at creating partnerships with businesses and discussing and finding solutions to issues affecting the region. The opportunity was also used to develop strong partnerships that address the issues of interregional travel. Prime Minister Mitchell was among a team of delegates who departed Grenada to Barbados to promote Grenada and what it has to offer for travelers. He was accompanied by Minister for Civil Aviation Dennis Cornwall, Minister for Tourism Lennox Andrew, and officials from the Grenada Tourism Authority. GTA CEO Petra Roach spoke of the trip.
So again, we're continuing talks. I think what's really important is that today you see that there is not only the tourism officials being on this delegation to Barbados, but we've also got trade, we've got the Grenada Chamber of Commerce with Kenny John, we've got the head of the GIDC with Ronald Theodore, and we've also brought Chef Aaron from True Blue Bay Resort. He's going to create a culinary experience with chocolate. We've got Clark's Court, showcasing Grenadian rum. We've got Belmont Chocolate, who is going to be also, portraying and giving samplings of Grenadian chocolate, because ultimately there may be markets that we're looking to expand and looking at using trade also to underpin that route. So there are lots of, niches, lots of pillars that we're going to be building out, and of course then looking at visitation.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell returned to Grenada on Thursday evening, while Minister Lennox Andrew remained on the neighboring island to further promote Grenada and continue talks on inter-regional traveling with stakeholders. MIT Minister Andy Williams is appealing to Grenadians to take pride in their country and cease the practice of littering. He is working towards surprising Grenadians returning home to a transformed Grenada. Terry and Blackman-Stephen has this report.
Minister for Mobilization and Transformation Andy Williams started government's visual transformation project with the cleaning of areas within his St. George South constituency, and soon branched out to the removal of derelict vehicles around the country. In his statements during government's town hall meeting in St. David on Wednesday night, Minister Williams told citizens he sees no reason why Grenada can't compete with international countries in terms of its natural beauty. To help push the visual transformation project, he said government has included young people and the private sector to ensure the project is fully executed.
We cannot speak transformation and not involve the youths. So we went to TAMCC, right? TMRSU Community College. We engaged the young people, and they will be responsible to provide the designs to transform the areas identified by the MPs and the caretakers. And also, we believe that everything should not be done by the government. So we will get the private sector involved now in funding those designs and those projects.
The Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority has repeatedly appealed to citizens to cease littering and illegal dumping throughout the country, an appeal being reinforced by Minister Williams.
We have to start having pride in our country. Right now we are cleaning up areas, and we are saying, folks, if you see someone littering and so, ask them to stop. Right? If we take care of that, we will not have to come and clean up afterwards. So we want all Grenadians to take pride in their community, right? And start appreciating Grenada.
Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell also spoke to the need for we the people to take care of our country.
You can't throw garbage all over the place and then expect that the government has to find ways to pick it up and clean it up. And then we worry about mosquitoes and all these kinds of things. Grenada belongs to us. We have to start actually caring for the island that we love.
Prime Minister Mitchell suggests that citizens engage in recycling, composting, and not littering. Cherry and Blackman-Stephen, GBN News.
Meanwhile, in keeping with government's promise to transform Grenada, advisor to the Ministry of Economic Development and Planning with responsibility for ICT and the creative economy, Orlando Romain, launched a citizen-included Nation Builders program, which seeks to break down bureaucratic barriers to Grenadians at home and those living in the diaspora who are willing to provide assistance to Grenada.
Again, this is just an outline of what Nation Builders seeks to do: create a structured mechanism for the initiation and execution of community-based projects. 2, to inspire and encourage Grenadians to become more involved in the activities of nation building. 3, to connect citizens, members of the private sector, and the Grenadian diaspora with local community projects and initiatives. 4, to promote volunteerism and the ideas around nation building and leadership in Grenada. And 3, to publicize the projects that are currently happening.
The pilot project for this initiative is called WASH and will be implemented in St. David.
To launch Nation Builders, we have identified a pilot project. It is called WASH, Water Access and Sanitation in Homes. All right, now this project is, I would say, the brainchild of Prime Minister Mitchell, and it seeks to give access to running water and basic sanitations for all households in Grenada by 2027.
He said the WASH program will be rolled out in other communities upon completion of the pilot project. Grenadians are being asked to get on board and contribute.
We have a commitment through the private sector that provided us with 200 toilets and face basins. So that's the start of the project. We will start in the Belaya community, and we have already identified 23 homes for that pilot. We need now the support of the private sector or citizens to acquire a few more things. One, installation materials such as PVC pipes, cement and other plumbing devices, plumbing materials. We need to pull on the expertise of our contractors or plumbers to volunteer their time and services to installing these toilets and face basins within the homes. And three, we'll need also cash contribution for the installation of these this water access and sanitation devices from NAWASA.
He said that the Nation Builders program will host an annual recognition campaign for those who provide service to nation building. Romain said a website will be launched within days that will guide citizens' involvement in this initiative. St. Patrick's Day celebration is on in the Northern Parish. Christina John reports.
St. Patrick's Day celebration in Grenada is being held under the theme, Developing the Youth for a Better Society and a Brighter Future. The day started with the students from schools in the parish attending a church service, followed by the traditional march through the town of Satyrs. Donalyn Watson Henry is the project officer at the Grenada Cultural Foundation.
However, you saw over 200 children marching this morning to recognize St. Patrick's Day, which is, the culture, the St. Patrick's Day culture is very strong in the community, because one of the things I noticed was persons were out in their green. As fast as we were going along the street, you had the police presence, of course, which is always, a good to see that they're showing their support for whatever activities the St. Patrick's Organization for Development is having.
Watson Henry speaks of the activities planned for the weekend.
Today you saw the march with the schools and the opening ceremony. Then later on this evening you have the knockout football competition, which happens tonight at the full playing field. On Saturday you have a karaoke finals. One of the activities was scheduled was a health fair. However, there was a lot of challenges, so you would see that taking place later on in the calendar of activities. And then on Sunday you see they're having a church service, which is at the St. Patrick's RC Church, and that is at 6 o'clock in the morning, I think it is. And then later on in the evening they have the cultural extravaganza. There's a karaoke finals, which is tomorrow, and that is happening at one of the most popular bars in St. Patrick's. Our local radio personality, Heavy D. So persons who know of Heavy D can find themselves in the space. Tend to see more cultural activities. A stage is now erected at the bus terminal, which would basically speak to the cultural extravaganza. So
over the years, Watson says there has been a shift in approach to the St. Patrick's Day celebration.
There's a lot of changes, because persons from St. Patrick's can tell you in years gone by there was quite a number of activities, and one of the signature activities of the festival really was to highlight the arts and crafts of the people in the parish, the talents of the people in the parish. Now you find there's a slight shift where a little more focus is placed on the performing culture as opposed to the other types of culture. So persons tend to gravitate more towards the staged cultural performances as opposed to the arts and crafts. But with time, hopefully we will get back on the page of highlighting everything that is indigenous of the parish.
Okay. St. Patrick's Day, or the Feast of St. Patrick, is a religious and cultural holiday held on the 17th March, the traditional death date of St. Patrick, the foremost patron saint of Ireland. The official color for the occasion is green. Christina John, GBN News.
Children's sports meet can be quite amusing. Let's take a peek through the GBN ISO lens to see this one athlete who caught the eyes of our ISO reporter.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clearvision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clearvision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clearvision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
A win is a win. That's the sentiment of tonight's Eyesore journalist when she submitted tonight's Eyesore footage of a memorable race from Thursday's primary school sports. See for yourself.
Then they're off. And they're looking well.
He's doing the same thing?
He's doing the same thing. He's looking at everybody else. And he's running. And he's running. And he's enjoying himself. And he's winning by a long way. He's run the most. He's run the furthest. And
Our citizen journalist says regardless of the multiple lane changes, she believes the young man won his race fair and square. A win is a win. To have your photos and videos featured in our newscast, send them via WhatsApp at 405-3052 or our other social media platforms. Still ahead in the news, Grenada Olympic Committee hosting a health fair at the Lasajas playing field this weekend. Stay with us.
Are you ready to experience the healing power of God's love unleashed in extraordinary ways at the Healing Streams live healing services with Pastor Chris? From the 17th to the 19th of March 2023, the Lord is set to turn around any and every adverse situation or circumstance. No matter the condition, the healing streams will flow right where you are, cleansing you of all that ails you.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day. The viewing centers, the Rose Hill Community Center, the Karani James Athletic Stadium, and churches locally. You can also listen to Hope FM Grenada 103.1. For more information, call 535-2421. That's 535-2421.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Hello, Grenada. It's TGIF time again with the NLA. Thank goodness it's Friday. Every Friday in March, place 5 bets or more in a single ticket purchase on Cash 4, Pick 3 or Play Away. You automatically receive a Quick Pick inline ticket valued at $1. NLA is giving back more plays, more chances, more opportunities, and more prizes. Remember, when you play, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building. Promotion ends March 31st. You must be 18 years and over to participate.
Sisson's WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
Here's a little known fact. There is only one place in Grenada that you can get an MRI scan done. That place is Spice Isle Imaging Center. Yes, Grenada, that's the truth. Other centers could offer you other scans, but Spice Isle Imaging provides an authentic MRI scan. Here's another little known fact. Spice Isle Imaging has 3 centers. We operate at Grenville, the Carnage, and at the Ocean House, Grand Anse. We provide the widest range of laboratory tests and services. CT scans, x-rays, mammograms, ultrasounds, and a host of other services. We are fully staffed by a team of family doctors and specialists. Call us today at 444-7679 or 440-1500 or visit any of our 3 locations. Spice Isle Imaging, from seeing the doctor to getting lab tests, scans, and pharmacy services. We are here to take care of you.
Easter is coming, and that means it's time to do some spring cleaning. It's time to upgrade and refresh your home today and save up to 30% off store-wide. Change off that old lounge chair, dining room table, or any furniture item now and save big. Plus, shop our large selection of appliances, televisions, and electronics for the biggest deals. No cash, no problem. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and pay $0 for 30 days. And before you check out, don't forget to add extended warranty with our Quartz Super Shield product, which will protect your purchase for up to 4 years. This offer is available online at shopquartz.com for a limited time only. Act now before the deals are gone. Conditions apply. Quartz, bringing value home.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
Welcome back. Grenadians are urged to get checked, know their body, and keep healthy. Grenada Olympic Committee is hosting a health fair this weekend. Details in this report from Chrislina John.
A women's health fair is on this Saturday at Lassages Plainfield in St. David. It is in commemoration of International Women's Day, which was observed on March 8th. Dr. Jane Noel, chairwoman of Women in Sport at the Grenada Olympic Committee, shared with GBN their plans for this weekend's activities.
We're going to be doing blood pressure checks, height, weight, BMI. We have doctors there to discuss the women's health in general. We'll also be able to do blood sugar if we need to. So we're really looking at from a overall women's health perspective. So the idea about healthy diets. So we have the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council will be there with their counselors, and we'll be discussing healthy changes in diet and how you can improve your diet to improve your weight, to reduce the risks of chronic disease. We're also going to be teaching on self-breast examination to try and reduce the risk of breast cancer or early detection.
Dr. Noel explains that the reasoning behind this health fair is to get people to understand the benefits of having a healthy body and how it functions.
So we have mannequins that will be able to actually show people exactly how to do that examination, and teaching them how to do it, and discussing, mammograms and screening and things that you can do to improve your health to reduce the risks. We'll also be talking about pap smears and the use of the HPV vaccine for children to actually massively reduce the risk of ever getting cervical cancer. So very much education. And then we're also going to have CPR. We're going to be teaching what we call CPR. So CPR for anyone in the community to try and give people a fighting chance of saving someone if they collapse, have a heart attack, etc. That at least on the scene they could actually do the CPR in a way to try and help that person. To actually anybody. It's free, entirely free, so anybody who wants to come can come. It is a women's health fair, but if men want to come for a health check, I would never turn anyone away. And we can give them counseling on prostate cancer as well, which is so important for men to understand about. The reason it's necessary, I think, it's a general observation. The population in general worldwide, and Grenada's no exception, we have a very high level of obesity. 1 in 3 would be counted as obese or overweight these days. And that comes with risk factors. It increases your risk of high blood pressure, of diabetes, of arthritis. It actually really increases the risk of breast cancer and many other cancers. So we just want to, because we are in sport and sport is linked to health. We just want to help disseminate that message and help advise people and get people to understand more about their own bodies, how they can help themselves.
The health fair runs from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Christina John, GBN News.
Stay with us. Your sports news is up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Brandon, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Pitimaknik?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and regional cricket tournaments. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
Good evening, sporting fans. The Grenada Cycling Federation has begun its preparations for the upcoming Caribbean and OCS Cycling Championship. On Sunday last, the Federation held its first of many cycling road races trails from Sugar Mill to Maurice Bishop International Airport. Finishing first was Kevin Alexis, second, Carragher Charles, and third, Timmy Vieweg. The trials continue in April with another round of racing. 27-time GUT Coop Bank National Primary School champion St. Andrew took to the streets in the Big Parish today to celebrate their victory in the 2023 edition of the sports meet, which concluded on Thursday. The St. Andrew athletes amassed a total of 601 points and captured individual champion titles in the under-7 male division. Khaled Tyson, Alex Alexander won the under-11 male. Kayleen Fletcher tied with Naya Joseph of St. John for the under-15 female individual championship, and Kelson Aberdeen won the male. Aberdeen also captured the male Victor Ludorum, while Leah Rose Charles won the Victrix Ludorum. Rose also captured the individual championship title for the under-11 female. The under-9 individual champion for the females went to St. Patrick's Janelle Kiana, and the male went to St. George's Kamal John. There was a tie for the under-13 female individual champions between Caracou's Kadisha Frank and St. George's Janelle Smith. The male champion was St. George's Kendon Worm. Caracou's Zola Corian was the under-7 female individual champion. In football, Grenada National Under-14 girls will be participating in the 2023 Girls Under-14 Challenge Series. Girls born on or after January 1st, 2009 will be eligible to participate in the 2023 edition. The CFU Challenge Series is a developmental competition held alternatingly for girls and boys. It is the introduction to international competition and exposure for young players. The year's tournament will be hosted in Antigua and Barbuda and runs from August 18th to the 28th, 2023. Still in football, Gianni Infantino has been re-elected as president of FIFA for 4 more years after running unopposed at the Congress of World Football's ruling body. The 52-year-old Swiss-Italian lawyer was confirmed in office by acclamation at a gathering in the capital of Rwanda on Thursday.
Well, being of course, president of FIFA is an incredible honor. It is an incredible privilege as well. And it is also a great responsibility. I'm truly humbled and touched by your support, and I simply promise you that I will continue serving FIFA, serving football all over the world, serving all 211 member associations of FIFA. Leadership is obviously about listening and learning, and you always learn, and I think I'm learning every day. And then leadership is also about acting, and I'm certainly there to act. So you can continue to trust on my commitment, and the only thing I'm asking you is for this, my second term, to continue working hard together to unite the world.
And that brought us to the end of the sports news. Stay with us for a look around the region. This is your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I'm your presenter, Beverly Telesford. Severed Barbadian workers of the Caribbean airline Liat will finally receive a substantial severance payment from the government of Barbados. This was announced by Prime Minister Mia Moore-Motley in Parliament last evening.
The government of Barbados will take responsibility for all of the Barbadian workers, and that the government of Barbados will pay up to $75,000 in cash to each and every person in terms of their calculated severance liability, and that any number for severance over $75,000 will be paid in bonds, so that the persons at Liat who have had to endure grave hardship, anxiety, we understand. And believe you me, if I could have done it earlier, I would have done it. The cost of that $75,000 to every person will come just on about $4,074,000. And the bonds that will then have to go to them to make up the difference for everything over $75,000, I believe is in the vicinity, roughly, of just under $6 million. And the government of Barbados, therefore, will make the appropriate arrangements. I have instructed the Director of Finance and Economic Affairs, who is on duty leave at the Inter-American Development Bank meetings, that as soon as he returns next week, he is to meet with the representatives of the Liat employees and put in place the payments.
Back in June 2020, Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister Gaston Brown announced that Liat will be liquidated following increased debt and the economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Nearly 3 years later, the Barbadian former employees are to receive severance. The process to pay the former Liat employees is expected to begin next week. The Guyana Teachers Union President, Mark Light, has stated that they are ready to take industrial action if the government does not meet their demands. This comes after a trainee teacher at the Fort Wellington Secondary School was allegedly attacked by a student and his uncle. Renata Burnett has the details.
Legislative reform. That is the call being made by the Guyana Teachers Union to the government. President of the GTU, Mark Light, is adamant that small fines without jail time is not a deterrent to parents who assault teachers. Instead, stricter penalties should be implemented to curb this disturbing trend.
The small penalties that are there inscribed in our laws are not serving as a deterrent. We like to see jail time for persons who attempt that, and it will send the strongest possible message. So that calls for reform in terms of our laws.
The GTU is scheduled to meet with the Chief Education Officer, Saddam Hussein, next week to discuss the plans on the way forward. However, if their demands are not met, they will be forced to engage in industrial actions, said Light.
The way of protest or industrial action has got to be a way of signaling to folks that we are serious about these infractions, and if it means that we have to take that kind of position, we will. Our position at Fort Wellington was just the beginning of the positions that we are prepared to take if these matters are not addressed.
Light is asking that the children of the parents who assault teachers to be removed from the public school system entirely, along with a more robust security system.
Apart from this incident, the others happened while school was in session, so we're not satisfied with the level of security at school.
Marlon Daniels, a 20-year-old trainee teacher at the Fort Wellington Secondary School, related that on Monday he was assaulted by a fourth form student, his uncle, and friends. The attack was as a result of the teacher disciplining the student, subsequently referring him to the principal's office.
While I was waiting on my people, I collected people to come home, to come over the road. One of them ran behind me and grabbed my hand. That was the uncle. He got 6 other friends that were smoking, and the student himself. They started punching me to my face.
3 persons have since been arrested following the assault. The trainee teacher is currently on paid leave. Renata Burnett, reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Internationally, police in Paris clashed with protesters overnight after the French government invoked a special article of the Constitution to force pension reforms without a vote in Parliament. The plans to raise the retirement age from 62 to 64 have sparked months of intense political debate and strikes. CBS News' Elaine Cobb reports.
Police clashed with protesters as angry workers took to the streets within minutes of the government forcing through unpopular pension reforms. They will see the retirement age raised from 62 to 64, which is still younger than most of Europe. Opposition lawmakers booed and jeered as Prime Minister Elizabeth Bourne told the National Assembly, where the bill would not pass, she was invoking special constitutional powers to force the bill through, as it became clear the minority government did not have the support to win the planned vote. They sang the national anthem to drown her out as she told them, "We cannot gamble on the future of our pensions. This reform is necessary." President Emmanuel Macron says his reforms are needed to ensure today's young people have a pension when they retire and without having to fund it by raising taxes. His plans prompted nationwide strikes and protests from January. They caused transport chaos, closed schools. This man says, "We are the ones who have to work another 2 years. We are the ones dying on the job. We are the ones dying unemployed. So at the end of the day, it's up to us to decide." And a nearly 2-week-old strike by trash collectors has left piles of garbage heaped around Paris. As night fell, some protesters lost no time setting them on fire. The unions have called for stepped-up strikes and more protests. They say they won't stop until the reforms are dropped altogether.
And that's your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I was your presenter, Beverly Telesford. Stay with us for a recap of the headlines. Now for a recap of the headlines. Police investigating body of a man found in the toilet of the National Stadium. Public Workers Union members re-elect Brian Grimes for a second term as president. And government launched a major pilot project in St. David. In the region, Barbados government to pay former Liat workers substantial severance payment. And in sports, Grenada national under-14 girls to participate in Challenge Series in Antigua and Barbuda. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverly Telesford. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.
Omega Excel is a highly concentrated omega supplement in a small and easy to swallow capsule. It comes from